Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all figured out while others stumble throughout their life? Imagine yourself on the edge of a big canyon staring at the seemingly endless field of possibilities but not understanding how to traverse it. Now, what if I told you that there are basic life lessons that may be your guide rails, so you could boldly and precisely traverse the canyon of your life? Many times, life feels unpredictable but also full with opportunities. Today, we are exploring closely these essential life lessons. 15 principles that will forever transform your life. Prepare for a journey that could fundamentally alter your life. Ideals, way of life, beliefs, and approach of living, thinking, and flourishing. Lesson 1. Embrace change. Have you ever had a major change and felt that knot of worry tightening in your gut? Change is unpleasant by nature, hence this is a common reaction. I remember myself moving to a different city for a career. Steering beyond my comfort zone was terrible. I was saying goodbye to familiar sights and people for the future. Originally, I fought homesickness and doubt, but over time something amazing happened. I began meeting new people, experiencing amazing sights, and discovering skills in myself I never would have thought existed. Change drove me beyond my comfort zone and offered a universe of opportunities for personal growth. Accepting change is acknowledging that it is a normal feature of life. It does not imply you have to welcome every moment it provides. For novel experiences and growth, it could be a powerful stimulant. Thus, the next time you face a major change, try to consider it as a chance to extend your horizons and develop personally rather than as a threat. 2. Prioritize your well-being. Have you ever pushed yourself too far and came away feeling totally worn out? Once I began too many projects at work. I reasoned that if I just worked more, I would be more successful. Still, I felt overburdened and exhausted rather than accomplished. Not until I stepped back and gave my health top importance did things start to shift. I began marking out time for regular exercise, reasonable food, and appropriate sleep. Apart from my physical state, this improvement improved my brain clarity and overall satisfaction. Prioritizing your health helps you to see that you are the most useful instrument available. Taking care of oneself is a necessity. It does not mean one is weak. It is about making sure you have the desire and mindset to overcome challenges in everyday life and enjoy its benefits. Try not to wait until you burn out to act. Right now, start giving self-care first priority. Notice how it improves your life. Lesson 3. Pursue passion, not perfection. Ever found yourself ensnared in the never-ending search of perfection, only to feel inadequate despite all your effort? I've been there trying to create the perfect good or find exact solutions. But perfection is often an unattainable goal that could make you irritate and immobilized. Developing the perfect business plan drove one of my mentors. He was so focused on every little detail that he missed out on the more broad, exciting opportunities that came forth. He didn't start genuinely to blossom until he focused on his passion helping others. Following passion is finding joy in the road, and perfections and all exactly in the center. It's about doing what you love and allowing it motivate your behavior. Instead of let the worry of not being perfect paralyze you. Try to reconnect with your interests then. If you find yourself stuck in the cycle of perfection-oriented striving, let that desire to lead you. You will find that it generates greater actual success and enjoyment. Lesson 4. Learn to let go. Have you ever felt as if past mistakes or resentment were holding you down? I once clung to a project I had tremendous interest in that failed. It was a horrible experience and I let it control me, which only made me feel imprisoned and enraged. Holding on to past errors or animosity is like dragging a hefty sack full of rocks. It drags you down and prevents forward propulsion. Only after I decided to let go, forgive myself, and move on from the event did I find solace and freedom. Letting go honors the past and lets you move beyond it, therefore avoiding forgetting or discounting of what happened. You release the grip of past mistakes to open new opportunities and experiences. It's like cleaning a dirty room. Space for something new and fascinating becomes available after the old is gone. If you find yourself buried in the past, try to focus on what you could learn from it, then let it pass. This is a liberating beginning for a future ahead. Lesson 5. Cultivate Gratitude. Think back on the last time you paused to really enjoy the minor joys in your life. I had a lovely cup of coffee and some alone time on a cold morning. Developing gratitude is not just about etiquette, but also about drastically shifting your perspective. When you focus on what you are thankful for, a wonderful book, a beautiful sunset, or a supportive friend, you will transition from what is lacking to what is plentiful. I remember a particularly tough period when everything seemed to be going wrong. In the middle of the chaos, I started keeping a Thanksgiving notebook in which I regularly recorded little objects of gratitude. Though little, this exercise helped me see things differently. Being grateful helps you recognize and savor the positive aspects of your life, therefore enhancing your overall quality of living. This is a fantastic tool for incorporating optimism and happiness into your daily routine. Thus, start the habit of noticing and valuing the good features of your life and see how it changes your perspective. Lesson 6. Invest in relationships. Think about the people who have regularly helped you both thick and thin. Friends of mine have supported me through tough times and rejoiced with me at the happy events. See how it changes your perspective. Investing in relationships is about actively tending to those bonds, not just about being there for others. I once stepped back to evaluate my relationships and found I had been overlooking some of the most important ones. By purposefully striving to reach out, spend time, and say gratitude, I strengthen such relationships. Relationships provide us support, enjoyment, and a sense of belonging that improves our life in ways nothing else can. Investing in relationships demands for listening, sharing, and showing up for the people you love. It's about creating a caring and encouraging structure that enhances both of your life and theirs. Thus, devote some time to engage with the significant individuals and help to preserve and build close relationships. The rewards, love, encouragement, and satisfaction are quite priceless. Lesson 7. Seek knowledge continuously. When you feel still in your personal or professional life, have you ever wondered how to start? I was there, thinking I was locked in a rut. One of the finest ways you might regain your passion and advancement is continually seeking knowledge. I remember a time when I registered in a course on a subject completely unrelated to my field of work, though the incident appeared like a journey into the future and opened my eyes and motivated new ideas. Learning lifetime is about keeping your mind active and curious, not just about getting credentials. The world is continually changing. Hence, being current with new information and skills enables one to remain innovative and adaptable. Whether your new passion is reading a book, picking a hobby, or attending a course, every bit of new knowledge improves your life and generates fresh opportunities. Therefore, cultivate the habit of always learning something new. It ensures that you are always growing, evolving, and ready for whatever is ahead, therefore maintaining the interesting nature of life. Lesson 8. Embrace failure as a teacher. Failure is a reality of life and an essential teacher, even if it's never easy. I can well recall a time when I was intensely engaged in a project that at last failed. It disheartened me. I felt initially helpless, but as I considered the meeting, I realized it offered important lessons on endurance, patience, and problem solving as well. Should you be ready to learn from blunders? They might be really helpful. Consider failure as an opportunity for growth rather than as a setback. Every mistake or slip-off provides knowledge that might help you toward adaptation and development. Often our missteps lead to our best fit and fresh road discovery. Understanding that the road is full of ups and downs, rather than a straight line, path helps one to accept failure. This is chance to review errors, right direction, and come back stronger. You should so avoid let failure demoralize you. See it as a teaching tool and let it help you to increase your resolve to reach Lesson 9. Live in the present moment. Have you ever missed the here and now and found yourself caught in regrets from the past or future concerns? Often neglecting the enjoyment of the present. My long-term goals always dominated me. I remember a time when I was so focused on meeting my employment targets that I rarely saw the simple everyday joys all around me. I appeared to be running through life only to find I was not truly living it. Living in the present is entirely engaging with what is right now instead of letting oneself wander off into what was or might be. Starting mindfulness brought about a clear difference in me. Simple activities like having dinner or a conversation gained greater importance. I started to live as it happened instead of muckering past mistakes or lost in my future thoughts. This transformation allowed me to appreciate the beauty and significance of ordinary activities. Living in the present and mindfulness are about finding balance, instead than about ignoring responsibilities or forgetting about future aspirations. Being present increases your awareness of your surroundings and experiences, therefore boosting your relationships and overall condition of affairs. It's about completely savoring every moment and allowing oneself to more fully enjoy life. Start small perhaps, by just stopping to enjoy your surroundings or by spending several minutes each day on mindfulness exercises. These methods might help you to more precisely recall every event and increasingly suit your everyday routine and improve your life. Accepting the present moment will enable you to live and engage with the surroundings, therefore directing your road throughout life and enhancing its happiness. Lesson 10. Remember the bigger picture. Imagine laying on a grassy hill and gazing up at the star-filled night sky. Your concerns seem little and your life is placed in context by this great, endless expanse. Reversing rejection may easily make one feel as if their world is collapsing. Imagine, however, if you could stand back and see your existence as a component of something much more, often considering the whole picture. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, maintained his sense of peace and direction. Dwell on the beauty of life, he wrote. See yourself sprinting with the stars. Watch them. Under rejection, this guidance may be very grounding. You may perceive rejection as one component of your whole path rather than allowing it to overwhelm you. Consider the biography of Nelson Mandela. Mandela suffered great hardship while imprisoned for 27 years. Still, he never forgot his larger goal, South Africa's emancipation and union. His vision kept him strong and targeted even at the worst of circumstances. Mandela's life reminds us strongly of the need of viewing the whole picture in order for us to overcome obstacles and find meaning in them. Try to see rejection as a single chapter in your book of life. This helps you realize that your suffering is a part of a greater story, even if it does not lessen it. Think back on your aspirations, ideals, and beliefs. How may this rejection enable you to reconnect with what really matters to you? Remember, everyone rejects something at some time. The human experience consists of universal aspects. Understanding this common reality can help you to feel less alone and more connected to others who have overcome comparable difficulties. This feeling of connectedness may help and comforts one through trying circumstances. Lesson 11. Detach from outcomes. As a gardener, picture yourself. You sow seeds, tend to them, and make sure they get plenty of sunshine. Although you give all you have no control over whether every seed germs will grow. A pillar of Stoicism is this concept of attending to your acts yet divorcing from the results. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." When we are rejected, we may link our value to the outcomes we hope for, which can cause disappointment and hopelessness should things not go as planned. Stoicism helps us to recognize that the results are beyond our control while nevertheless emphasizing on what we can control, our actions, efforts, and attitudes. Let's examine Thomas Edison's narrative. Edison had hundreds of fruitless tests before developing the light bulb. He said somewhat famously, "I have not failed. I have now discovered 10,000 unworkable solutions. Edison finally succeeded because of his tireless search and separation from instant success. Rather than become demoralized by the results, he concentrated on his efforts and grew from every mistake. You move your attention to what really counts: your development, learning, and resilience by separating from results. This kind of thinking keeps you anchored and driven even in the face of rejection. Ask yourself, did I give my best effort when you run against challenges? If the response is positive, you have already achieved the most important success. Detachment does not imply apathy. It implies loving your acts and ideals very sincerely without depending on the outcomes. Knowing that you have done your share to the best of your abilities helps you to tackle the difficulties of life with calm and purpose. Through application of this Stoic idea, you may negotiate rejection with more perseverance and hope. Whether the immediate results are positive or negative, you grow to value your path and efforts, which will help you to gracefully and powerfully negotiate the challenges of life. Lesson 12. Practice resilience. Always tackled a challenging project and felt like giving up? True enough, I have. I remember a time when I was juggling many disappointments, personal issues, failed endeavors, and general overwhelm. One thought the universe was against me. But I discovered the power of resilience throughout those tough years. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, negotiate difficult conditions, and keep on in face of obstacles. It's more about your response to problems than about avoiding them. Keeping a positive mood, asking friends for help, and focusing on tiny, attainable chores helped me traverse my challenging time. Though it took time, little by bit, I started to demonstrate progress and regain confidence. Coping strategies and flexible attitude development help one to exercise resilience. One should see setbacks as opportunities for personal growth. Consider what the experience has given you and how you may keep growing using those concepts. Creating resilience also means seeking your mental and emotional well-being, thus empowering you to manage the ups and downs of life. Resilience, therefore, is more about being able to bounce back and forward than about perfection. Promoting resilience allows you to become stronger and more fit for handling challenges. Accept difficulties as unavoidable features of your road of growth, and make use of them to create a strong and adaptable framework. Lesson 13. Be generous. Think back to a time in your life when someone's generosity turned things around. It occurred, for me, when a colleague stepped in to help with a project I was struggling with. Their enthusiasm to assist not only removed my stress, but also offered me value and encouragement. Generosity is not just about financial donations, but also about lending to others your time, skills, and compassion. Generosity would help the giver as well as the receiver much. It is about showing compassion and developing connections. Giving without demanding anything in return fosters a community and kindness. I remember once aiding a friend on a personal project. Just being here for them enhanced our relationship and made me very happy. One may show kindness in many various ways, by helping others, offering a listening ear, or simple sharing of information. It's not flashy or costly. Even little acts of compassion may have a big impact. Developing a regular practice of generosity allows you to create a chain reaction of compassion and increase the well-being of others. So embrace opportunities for donating. Simple acts of kindness like smiling, supporting a cause, or helping a friend improve your life as well as the lives of those around you. Being giving is one excellent way to foster close connections and help the earth. Lesson 14. Take responsibility for your actions. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where things did not go as planned and your instinct was to assign responsibility elsewhere? I most certainly have. I recall a time when a project I was overseeing failed, and my first reaction was to assign external causes: bad luck, team performance, or maybe unplanned circumstances. Changing the guilt was easier than realizing I too had some impact on the outcome. Owning your actions is the first step in both personal and professional growth. It is understanding your accountability for your decisions and opinions, as well as your participation in any situation, success or setback included. It was embarrassing, but finally liberating when I understood reality was the flaw in my notion. Owning my mistakes not only gave me valuable insights, but also earned staff and peer respect. Being responsible is about understanding your involvement in the outcome and utilizing that knowledge to develop. Not about self-blame or excessively critical comments of oneself. It is realizing your mistakes, understanding your role, and veering back to avoid repeated mistakes. This sort of thinking encouraged responsibility, confidence, and proactive approach to address challenges. Taking accountability will also enable your relationships to develop and your leadership. Owning your activity helps you build confidence and reputation among others. It shows integrity and maturity, which are traits essential for development, personal or professional. Therefore, the next time you run into a challenge or a setback, think about your own role rather than assigning fault. Use the experience as a stepping stone for growth. Learn from it and, should necessary, atone. Assuming responsibility enables you to make beneficial adjustments and grow into a more reliable and strong person. Lesson 15. Follow your instincts. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something you couldn't quite explain but chose to ignore nevertheless, only to come to regret it later? I remember a time when I felt passionately about choosing a career path, but I let reason and outside counsel lead me. Though it seemed more conventional, I never truly matched my passions or interests along that course. At last I realized that ignoring my intuition had led me to a condition of unhappiness and unmet needs. Following your instincts is about listening to that inner voice guiding you even when it runs counter to established knowledge or logical reason. Mostly of the time, your instincts are defined by your experiences, values, and sense of self. They may provide perceptive analysis of what actually makes sense for you. More satisfaction and a direction in life came from at last following a route that looked authentic to me and listening to my intuition. One should be able to separate impulse decisions from real insight, deeper and generally founded on your underlying values in life. Circumstances are instincts. They start from a point of intimate awareness of your goals and self. To really follow your intuition, reflect and pay close attention to your inner voice. This also means slowing down amid the daily grind and paying attention to what really feels good for you. Using your intuition might lead to more fulfilling choices and more actual life. It's about enjoying who you are and what you want, not about doing as advised by other sources. Therefore, don't hesitate to rely on your intuition when rendering important decisions. It might just help you to find your true place and let you create a life that appears important and satisfying. Lesson 16. Adoption of originality. Have you ever tried to live up to someone else's expectations or fit into a mold only to feel as if you were losing a piece of yourself? Having been there trying to conform to what others expected of me, I felt fake and unhappy. Accepting authenticity means, regardless of other needs or expectations, being totally true to yourself. Being real involves understanding and accepting your genuine self, that which is your values, passions, and distinctive personality, and allowing it direct your behavior and decisions. I recall a time when I worked in an unrelated field to my true interests. I felt isolated and sad even though I was behaving in the way I thought obliged of me. When I finally decided to concentrate on projects that really spoke to my interests, I felt a new sense of purpose and joy. Not always easy as being honest, especially in situations where you break from the norm, or when others may not agree or support your choices. Standing up for your own self calls for courage. Still, adopting truthfulness is rather liberating. It enables you to lead a life that looks true and in harmony with your inner values. Therefore, raising your own satisfaction and enjoyment. To embrace honesty. First, think about what matters to you and what you enjoy. Release your fear of criticism or failure. Instead of basing choices on outward approval, let yourself base them on your own interests and aspirations. The advantages far exceed the difficult decisions or sacrifice of comfort needed here. Living truly draws people to those who are true, so it becomes possible to strengthen more meaningful interactions with others. It also enhances your overall well-being and comfort. Be honest, and let your honesty reflect in whatever you do. This is a basic element of a life that fits your temperament and appears to be really satisfying. Lesson 17. Cultivate self-compassion. Have you ever been your own worst critic, berating yourself for faults or shortcomings? I have most likely visited that place. I remember a time when, after a big error at work, I could not forgive myself. I continued going over the mistake, berating myself for not being perfect. Only until I learned self-compassion did I begin to view things differently. Self-compassion is showing yourself the same respect and empathy you would offer a good friend. Self-compassion encourages you to recognize your humanity and flaws with compassion. Instead of condemn yourself for mistakes or seeming deficiencies, it's about seeing everyone makes mistakes and letting yourself be imperfect. Self-compassion. Let me approach challenges from new angles. When I made mistakes, I saw my efforts and goals instead of just my flaws. This meant I tackled my growth with a kinder, more motivating mindset, not that I stopped trying for better. Self-compassion helped me to approach problems with grace and control. Disappointment. First, start to notice your self-talk. If you want to grow in self-kindness, when you feel yourself excessively critical, pause and softly rethink your views. Imagine how you would comfort a friend in such situation and then treat yourself in the same line. Moreover, practice mindfulness to be present and not losing oneself in negative self-judging. Adopting self-compassion not only boosts your emotional resilience but also facilitates overall more healthiness. It enables you to handle the ups and downs of life with greater grace and compassion, therefore fostering a more balanced and positive relationship with oneself. Therefore, remember to treat yourself kindly the next time you are facing a problem or mistake. Learning self-compassion is a first step toward a healthier, happier you.